16 and 23. Pero ayoko na sana sagarin kayo hanggang 23. Bali, ang mangyayari nito kasi 16 will be our final exam na. So that means today is our last meeting. Kasi marami pa akong checkan. So I think yung remaining days from 23 to 28, doon na ako mag-check. May mga hindi pa ako na-checkan sa inyo na naayos, at saka may mga hindi pa nakakapag-assessment, yung ibang absent last meetings. So doon ko bibigyan ng time yung mga student na hindi nakapag take ng assessments. Para maaga nyo na rin ma-receive yung grades nyo sa SIS. Okay? So that will be our setup. Sa klase ko lang po yun, ha? Hindi po yan sa pangkalahatan ninyo. Ang gagawin natin, 9, 16, 23. 9 is the last synchronous meeting, which is today. 16 is the final exam, asynchronous. And then 23, wala na tayong klase niyan. Para na yan sa mga dapat mag-complete. Okay? At saka, gagamitin ko yung araw na yan para mag-check. Kasi may mga ipapagawa pa ako sa inyo mamaya. May papagawa ako sa inyo sa finals, of course. Sige. I hope clear po tayo doon, ha? So, thank you. The PowerPoint is now sharing. Yun. Full screen na tayo, no? Okay. So, let's move forward, classmates, to another statistical treatment that is usually utilized by researchers. And this is the concept of the t-tests. Okay? T-tests are very familiar. And we have several types of t-tests. Later, we will discuss what are those, and then what are the difference between each principle. And then, we will have some problems na bibigyan natin ng emphasis kung paano mag-compute ng ganitong uri ng t-test and how to interpret the result using the manual process and using Jamovi. So before I start, I will try to provide some illustration and let's see kung makaka-relate po kayo. Okay? So look at this illustration. We have two groups. We have two groups. And then the respondents here are children. From the first group, we have children which are playing some stuffs such as toys, puzzles, no? They are inside a conducive environment and then naglalaro lang sila, no? Walang problema. And then on the other hand, we have another set of group kung saan there is a child exposed in a voodoo doll. Okay? So nakikita niyo yung second illustration natin, merong manika na hawak-hawak or kaharap yung isang bata. Ang tawag doon sa manika na yon ay voodoo doll. No? V-O-O-D-O-O. And then, itong voodoo doll na to, okay, pwede mong gawin kahit anong gusto mong gawin dyan. Pwede mo siyang palu-paluin, pwede mo siyang balibagin, no? Pwede mo siyang smackdown, suntukin, paluin at kung ano-ano pa. Okay? And then, merong isang model dun sa upper row, no? Sa upper row, yung first row, makikita nyo, may isang model dyan na kung saan pinapakita ng model na yon kung paano niya bugbugin yung voodoo doll. And then, itong taong to, yung bata, nakikita niya kung ano yung ginagawa ng model, which is binubugbog niya, nakikita niya. So, ang tendency, gagayahin niya to. So, yun nga, nakikita niyo doon sa second and then the third row, nung makita nung bata, yung model na binubugbog yung voodoo doll, ginaya niya na. Pinagsusuntok niya na, pinagpapapalo niya na, and so on and so forth. Now, my question here, kapag ang isang bata o mga set ng mga bata ay nilagay mo doon sa isang conducive environment, which is puro laruan lang, and then another set, nilagay mo siya doon sa isang kwarto na may voodoo doll na puro may pambubugbog o karahasan na nangyayari. Paglabas nila ng bawat kwarto, no, meron kayang pagkakaiba sa kanilang behavior? Meron na kayang nangyaring difference sa kanilang pag-uugali? Can you please answer me with yes or no through comment section? Yes, no? Yes, very good. That is the correct answer. Imaginein mo, no, yung mga batang yan, pantay-pantay sila ng perspective, pantay-pantay sila ng nakikita. Pantay-pantay sila in terms of their attitudes. And now, nilagay mo yung isang bata sa isang puro laruan, yung isa naman, nilagay mo doon sa puro karahasan. Paglabas nila ng kwarto, hindi na pantay ang kanilang pananaw sa buhay. Yung isa, nagmumura na. Yung isa, okay naman siya. Mabuting tao pa siya, magalang siya. Yung isa, pwedeng sagot-sagutin ka na niya o kaya palu-paluin ka niya. Yung isa, behave lang siya. 'Di ba? So, mayroong matinding pagkakaiba to pag isinagawa yung tinatawag na voodoo doll experiment. Okay. And then this voodoo doll experiment was established by Albert Bandura. No? Si Albert Bandura. He introduced as well the concept of self-efficacy, the anxiety, no? Na kung saan malaki ang epekto na nangyayari sa bata kapag na-expose siya sa violence. Kaya kayo, kung may mga kapatid kayong mas bata sa inyo, huwag niyong pinapakita na nag-aaway kayo, mga magulang, no, na huwag niyo pinapakita yung mga negative behaviors, no, sumisigaw kayo, halimbawa, pwede niya kasing gayahin yun. Nakita ka niya na nanuntok ka, pwede niyang gayahin yun. Okay. So, dito, makikita natin yung difference between the behaviors of the set of children. Okay. Sometimes, ang tawag dito sa portion na to is the traditional way. This is the traditional way. And then, this is the experimental way. Okay. In experiment ng isang researcher, which is Albert Bandura, na ano kaya mangyayari sa bata pagka in-expose natin siya sa ganitong kwarto? Or sometimes, the traditional way can be treated as control group. This is the control group. And then, this is the experimental group. Another scenario, no? Halimbawa, gusto mong magbigay ng resulta when it comes to a certain product. Let's say sabon. Itong sabon na to, nakakapagpakinis, no? Nakakatanggal ng blackheads, pimples, and so on and so forth. Nakakapagpaputi. Flawless daw eh. Ngayon, yung isang tao, may problema siya sa kanyang mukha, no? Kasi sa skin niya. Okay. Bawa itong taong to, na-intimidate siya dun sa kaibigan niya. Kinis ng ano mo ng mukha mo, anong sabon mo? Pinakita to, si Flawless Soap. Oatmeal soap daw. Ginaya niya. Okay? Ginaya niya, naghilamos siya ng mga ilang araw using the same soap, and then here's the result. Gumana sa kanya. Ngayon, tinetest nung taong to yung before and after. Ano kaya yung rate nung certain individual dun sa sabon before the process, and then what will be the rate after the process? Okay, so meron kang ini-introduce dito na intervention, and then yung intervention na yon is yung soap. Ito po yung experiment. Meron kang before, and then use the intervention, and then you will have the result or the after session. Okay. So you are trying to test the difference between the before and then the after. So may comparison na nangyayari dito. Okay. And then lastly, this kind of illustration tells us the information pertaining to several crimes such as burglary, theft, and then motor vehicle theft as well. Okay. Now, in 2024, nabasa mo sa isang journal or sa isang newspaper, nabasa mo siya, let's say, sa isang television news, ito yung information. And then, hindi ka satisfied. No? Bilang manonood, bilang concerned citizen, hindi ka satisfied doon sa data. Sabi sa burglary, 6.6% as per news. Pero gumawa ka ng sarili mong research and then nag-sample ka, pinagbangga mo yung resulta ng research mo doon sa nakita mo sa television or sa isang dyaryo, which is ito, 6.6%. Binangga mo yung result na nakuha mo through your research. Now, you are trying to compare the result from your paper to this information. And then you found out na wala namang pagkakaiba. They are the same. Or you found out that there is a big difference between your research paper and the information that you gathered from the news. So either of those two pwedeng mangyari. Pwedeng may pagkakaiba, pwedeng wala. Okay. You are trying to compare. Pinagbabangga mo. Okay. Now, these situations can be treated as on how to compare data, whether you have two groups, whether you have only one group but you are testing the before and after, or you have a set of data that you are trying to contrast between the given data. So all of those are the concept of t-test. Now, the objectives here today is to understand the types of t-test, the one sample t-test, dependent t-test, and then the independent t-test. Number 2, differentiate the said principles. Okay? Ano pagkakaiba nitong tatlong to? Kailan ginagamit si one sample? Kailan, paano, saan ginagamit si dependent? At ganun din kay independent. And then for the last objective is to apply these principles. Okay? One sample, dependent, and then independent t-test through research or by solving problems. Yes po, because na-expose po sila sa magkaibang scenario and yung mga bata tend to imitate. Yes, very good, Mariano. Hindi ko na nabasa to since naka-PowerPoint ako. No? That's correct. Tama naman lahat kayo ng interpretation. Let us talk about first the one sample t-test. As you can see the definition. Since nabasa ko si Marian. Marian, can you please read the definition of one sample t-test? Thank you.
One sample t-test is a parametric statistical tool that allows to learn whether a sample differs from the population from which it was drawn when the population standard deviation is not known.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. So, from the definition, na-highlight yung term na parametric. Okay? Parametric means the data is normal. The data has been passed the Shapiro-Wilks test. So, kung hindi yan normal, you cannot use the t-test, ha? Okay. And then it allows to learn whether a sample differs. Kung may pagkakaiba ba sa given data from the population. Ito yung sitwasyon kanina sa pangatlong illustration. Yung may data about crime. Yung population, yun yung impormasyon na nakuha mo sa isang specific sources. Let's say, TV, newspaper, no? Radyo, doon mo siya nakuha, doon mo siya napulot. And then bilang isang tagapakinig, hindi ka na satisfy, gumawa ka ng sarili mong research. Okay? And then magsasample ka, yung nakuha mong sample, isang set lang yon. Wala ka ng ibang grupo. Walang pangalawa, walang pangatlo, isang set lang. Okay? Now, pagbabanggain mo yung resulta nung sample data mo sa resulta ng napulot mo sa isang source, which is the population. That process is what you call one sample t-test. Kaya nga, one, no? Isa lang ang dapat kuhain. Okay? And then, there is another condition. The population standard deviation is not known. Hindi alam. Ang alam mo lang is yung average. Yung average na yun yung ipagbabangga mo sa sample mo. Okay? Pero dapat hindi given yung standard deviation, population standard deviation. Kasi pag given, it is not t-test. You will use z-test. Z. Pag given ang population, z-test. Pero magkaiba yan. Hindi yan ang double E. Hindi yan ang scope natin today, ha? So, paano ba to sinasagawa? No, first is to introduce the t-value. The t-value of one sample t-test is x bar minus mu over s sub x bar. And how to interpret each value or each variable. The x bar is the sample mean. The mu is the population. The s sub x bar is the standard error of the mean. Okay. The standard error has a formula of s over square root of n. Ito yung ginawa natin last time nung unang nagdi-discuss tayo about hypothesis testing. S divided by square root of n. This is somehow similar to, from the t-value that we had last meeting, diba? X bar minus mu divided by s over square root of n. Ano ba yung standard error? The standard error, ito po, kung ano yung makuha mong resulta dito, ini-interpret mo. Halimbawa, meron kang dalawang grupo. Ito yung sample mo, ito yung population. Okay. May nakuha kang mean dito, class. Tawagin mo siyang mu sa buwan. And then, ito yung mean ng napulot mong impormasyon, mu sub 2. Now, kapag ang standard error ay maliit, meaning, okay, mataas yung estimation mo na good representative yung mean from the sample to population. Kasi si standard error, it estimates the variation from the sample mean to the actual mean. So meaning, pag mas maliit ang standard error, yung nakuha mong mean sa sample, it is a good representative from the mean in population. Nare-represent niya ng maayos. Pero kung ang standard error ay mataas, meaning, yung resulta mo sa sample mean ay malayo niyang i-represent or hindi magandang representation siya sa population or actual mean. Halimbawa, ikaw, kumakanta ka. Kinakanta mo yung isang kanta ng isang artist. Na, pag maganda yung boses mo, kuhang-kuha mo yung tono niya, okay, yung lyrics of course, good representative yung boses mo doon sa actual singer. Ito yung actual singer, yung population, and then ikaw naman to, si sample. So pag maganda yung boses mo, okay, kuhang-kuha mo yung kanyang tono, hindi malayo na pwede kayong ipagkumpara sa bawat isa. Pero on the other hand, kapag yung boses mo hindi pinalad, no, hindi kagandahan, tapos pumipiyok ka, halimbawa, hindi magandang representation yun doon sa actual singer. Malaki ang kanyang standard error. Okay, that's the meaning of the standard error in the context of statistics. Okay. So, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, meron kang nabasa sa isang article, hindi ka satisfied, and then gumawa ka ng research. I-contrast mo silang dalawa or i-compare mo. Okay. So, let's have an example. Suppose that an engineer is interested in testing the bias in a potential hydrogen. The potential hydrogen or pH meter. Okay. Ito yung unit of measure to determine the liquid substance. Okay. So kung ang pH mo ay ang pH kasi nagre-range siya from 1 to 14. 1 to 14. Yan ang range niya. Kung ang pH mo ay nag-fall under 1 to 7, so meaning acidic to. Okay. Kapag 6.999. Pag 7, this is neutral. Pag 7.001 up to 14, ito yung tinatawag natin basic. Yan. So kapag basic yung yung pH mo, meaning mataas yung texture niya as slippery siya o kaya bitter yung taste nung tubig or nung certain liquid. Ay, mapait yung lasa niya pag gano'n. Pag ang kanyang pH is nag-fall between 7 to 14. Mataas yung hydrogen oxide niya. Okay. Ngayon, ito yung neutral, which is 7. Dito tayo magbe-base. This is the neutral substance, which is the 7. And then, ito yung iti-treat natin as our mean. Okay? Yan yung napulot natin sa literature. Yun yung sinasabi ng current fact natin. The neutral is 7. Now, nag-sample ka. Sample of the measurements were taken with the data as follows. Ito yung mga resulta na nakuha mo. We have 10, 8.12, and so on and so forth, hanggang 7.08. Ilan to? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 sample data. Okay? Ngayon, isang set yan, isang set to, and then ibabangga natin sa result ng pH is equal to 7. Okay. This is the population mean. This is the population mean. And then you're about to calculate the sample mean based on this data. Okay. So, pag ganun yung scenario mo, that's the time to use the one sample t-test kasi may isa ka lang set of data. Okay? Ngayon, paano ko kukunin si one sample t-test? You can use the t-value later. Or you can use the Excel, you can use the Jamovi. Now let us construct the hypothesis. H sub 0, there is no significant difference between the sample mean and population mean. So, no significant difference. When we say significant, okay, it is true in general. Okay? When you say difference, meaning sa Tagalog may pagkakaiba. May pagkakaiba yung nakuha mo sa sample sa nakuha mo sa population. Okay? And then, the mathematical formula is mu sub S equal mu sub P, where S refers to sample and P pertains to population. Equal sila kasi nga, there is no difference. Meaning, pantay. Diba? Pantay yung mean sample sa mean sa population. Walang pagkakaiba. Kasi when you try to subtract, let's say, mu sub P, both sides, you will obtain mu sub S minus mu sub P is equal to 0. So, yung difference nila is 0. Walang pagkakaiba. That's the H sub 0. Now, the alternative or the counterpart version of that is H sub 1. There is a significant. Ito yung layunin mo as researcher. Dapat ito ang lumabas. Dapat may pagkakaiba. Kasi kung walang pagkakaiba, useless yung ginagawa mo. Okay? Dapat ito yung makuha mong resulta. Mu sub S is not equal to mu sub P. That's the opposite interpretation from our H sub 0. Walang pagkakaiba. But take note, class, pag ikaw ay gumamit ng ganitong uri ng H sub 1, dapat wala kang pinagpapaburan. Okay? Wala kang gustong i-test na may mas mataas, wala kang dapat na i-test na may mas mababa. Nasa neutral feature ka. Okay? Wala ka dapat bias. Okay? So, wala kang pakialam kung ang mas mataas ay yung kabila. Wala kang pakialam kung ang mas mataas ay yung isang grupo. Pantay lang. Okay? Pero, kung yun ang concern mo, no? Let's say yun ang concern mo, gusto mo ang mangyari, mas mataas yung isang grupo compared dun sa another group. That's the time to use one-tailed. Mag-greater than ka o kaya magle-less than ka. Okay? So, another H sub 1 natin, the sample mean of pH is higher compared to the population mean of pH. So with that, the alternative hypothesis must be mu sub S greater than mu sub P. Kung ang gusto mo ay mataas yung sample mean of potential hydrogen. Now, yung H sub 0 nito must be mu sub S less than or equal to mu sub P. On the other hand, pwede rin naman ang alternative mo, kung tansya mo, gusto mong mangyari, gusto mong patunayan na yung sample mean ay lower compared to the population mean. So, ang mangyayari, mu sub S less than to mu sub P. And the equivalent H sub 0 must be mu sub S greater than or equal to mu sub P. Okay? So let's say, wala tayong pinagpapaburan. Wala tayong gustong mas mataas, gustong mas mababa. So with that, ang gagamitin natin is ito. Okay, there is a significant difference between the sample mean and population mean. Pwedeng mas mataas yung isa, pwedeng mas mababa yung isa. Okay? So let's have the X bar. To calculate the t-value, let's compute the X bar first kasi the t-value has a formula of X bar minus mu divided by S sub X bar. No? So, dahil may X bar sa t-value, computing muna natin siya. This is 10 plus 8.12 plus 11.4 blah 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 all over 11. Can you please compute the mean? Pakisulat yung buo yung buong sagot. Wag muna kayong mag-round up. $7.622. Very good. Okay. Very good. Next po. You can use the Excel baka may mga Excel kayo sa laptop nyo ngayon. Okay. Para mas mabilis. How about the standard deviation? We need the standard deviation because the standard error x sub x bar has a formula of s divided by square root of n. So we need s. Sa Excel, use the stdev.s. Ano nakuha nyo? Mahaba kasi, no? Mahaba yung formula ng SD. Paano kaya? Medyo matagal yan, no? Napakain na ako. Oy, ano na? Nagsusolve ba kayo? 2.2222. Ayun na, may sumagot. Okay na. 2.222 sabi ni Nabore. Let us check. Napakalupit mo talaga, Gian. Correct. Okay. Ang N, ano ang N natin, class? N is what is N? 11. But 11.1, Nikki? 11 lang, no? Okay. Very good. So, pwede mo nang makompute yung standard error. So, you have 2.22 divided by square root of 11. Okay, square root of 11 is approximately 3.31, no? Or 32. So, by computing this, we will obtain 0.67. 0.67. Verify na lang po natin, ha? And then, okay, kompleto na tayo, no? We can now use the t-value. X bar minus mu, 7.62 minus 7 over 0.67, and that is approximately 0.929. That's the t-value. Okay, tandaan na, 0.929. Now, it is time for us to find the critical value. Okay, we have 11. 11. Sorry. N minus 1 tayo dito, no? So, should be 10. 11 minus 1 yan eh. Degrees of freedom. Tapos, 0.05 under two-tail. So, wala tayong gustong mangyari in terms of one-sided. So, pantay-pantay yung tingin natin. Sabihin natin two-tail siya. 0.05 is the default. This is now the critical value. 2.228. 2.228 should be positive and negative because we are two-sided. Now, in terms of normal distribution, these are the critical values and of course the critical regions. And the t-value computed was 0.929. Let us place it here, 0.929. Okay. So, what can you say? What can you say now? Yes, Francine.
Fail to reject, sir.
Okay, your decision is to fail to reject the h sub 0. So that means the interpretation must be fail to reject nga eh. So pananatilihin mo si h sub 0. Eh ano ba yung sinasabi sa h sub 0? There is no. There is no significant difference between the sample pH and the neutral pH substance. Walang pagkakaiba. Diba? So, ibig sabihin, hindi naman sa ano, no? Parang wala lang nangyari. Nagpagod ka lang. Kasi bakit sa una, hindi mo pinaniwalaan yung ano, yung sources mo. Sabi sa sources, the neutral substance or the mean average must be 7.0. Pero ba't ka pa nag-conduct ng study? Ba't di mo pinaniwalaan yun? Eh, wala naman palang pagkakaiba. Diba? So, ikaw as a researcher, dapat ang mangyari dyan, you have to reject para may saysay yung ginagawa mo. Kailangan mong patunayan na may pagkakaiba kung gusto mo nag-a-appeal ka doon sa current situation. Okay. Yun. That's the one sample t-test. Now, how will you use the same concept in Jamovi? So, maglalagay ako ng Jamovi. Stop sharing muna ako. Ano yan? Okay, nakashare na po ako ha. Sharing na po ako ng Jamovi.
Opo, sir.
Yes po.
Sige. Una, one sample lang naman tayo. So, dapat iisang column lang yung gagamitin natin. Isang column lang. So, mangyayari, ayusin ko lang ha. Okay. So, ito yung blank space natin. Okay, wala pa tayong pinapakailaman dyan. So, kahit saan, anong trip mong column. Ito, BC, pwedeng dyan, pwedeng hindi. So, halimbawa, sa A tayo. Okay. So, ngayon, ilagay ko yung mga data, 10, 8.12, 11.4, 10.6, 6.97, 7. Pwede ka mag-copy-paste dito 7.01, 5.9, 4.21, 7.08. Okay, tapos punta ka dito sa column header, make sure na naka-continuous to. And then yung data variable, let's say pH. Pwede mong i-rename. Yan na. Okay? Go to t-test, under analysis tab, go to t-test, and then use the one sample t-test. One sample t-test. Okay? And now, drag the pH variable to dependent variable. And then, ang mga ititik nyo lang dito is itong students by default. The normality test. And then, yung hypothesis natin, look at the hypothesis. We use the two-sided. So, it should be not equal to. Okay? And then, the test value is 7 because yun yung given sa ating sa ating problem, no? 7 is the population mean. So, papalitan ko to from 0 to 7. Okay? And then take note dapat ito ang naka-highlight, not equal to kasi two-sided yung ginawa natin. Look at the result sa right portion. Tingnan nyo. The statistic, this is the T statistic, 0.929. Parehas ba tayo na nakuha kanina? Last, can you recall what we had from the
Yes,
PowerPoint?
sir.
Tama.
Opo, sir.
0.929. The difference, the degrees of freedom is 10 because we have 11 samples. 11 minus 1 is 10. Then the p-value is greater than 0.05. This is clearly greater than 0.05. So pag ang p-value ay greater than 0.05, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. And yun yung decision natin kanina. Tama tayo ng decision. And look at the normality test from Shapiro-Wilk. 46%. This is greater than 0.05. At pag greater than doon, the data is normal. Align naman sa mga nangyayari, no? The 93.5%, this is the percentage na normal yung data mo. And that is 93.5% na normal siya. Yan lang yung mga kailangan natin under one sample t-test, no? Which is tugma sa mga nangyari kanina through manual computation. Okay? Stop presenting tayo. May tanong po sa one sample t-test. Any questions?
Wala po.
Okay, thank you. Ilang minuto na lang. 9 minutes pa naman lang. Next is paired sample. Paired sample, Gian, pakibasa po yung definition.
Paired sample t-test definition. It is a paired t-test or sometimes called dependent sample t-test. Examines the within group differences of a single group. So the same subjects are the respondents for both pairs of measurements. And this indicates that you have related groups of scores.
Okay. Pag paired sample t-test, isang grupo lang ang chinecheck mo. Pero may dalawang sitwasyon. Okay? Yung before, tsaka yung after. So sa before, sila yung respondents mo. Tapos yung after, sila pa din. Parang chinecheck mo kung may pagkakaiba ba yung sa una at sa huli. Parang yung kaninang example natin sa sabon, siya pa rin yung taong yun. No? Ginamit niya yung sabon as an intervention kung magkakaroon ng epekto sa kanyang desire na gusto niyang kuminis yung balat niya. Diba? So, halimbawa, meron kang sabon dito, tinest mo sa grupo ng BSCPE17, okay? Kukunin mo muna yung data sa BSCPE17 kung ano yung existing knowledge nila when it comes to this soap. So, sinabi nila na wala silang masyadong alam sa sabon na to, hindi sila masyadong naniniwala. Okay? Ni-rate mo yun, ni-rate nila yon and then nakuha mo yung resulta. Okay? Tapos yung data na yon, ibabangga mo after nilang i-take or i-apply yung mismong product mo. Kung same pa rin ba sila ng paniniwala o naiba na? Nabago ba yung buhay nila nung nag-apply sila ng soap? Kuminis ba yung mga balat nila? Mas naging confident ba sila? Parang ganun. So, within the group pa rin yung concern natin. Okay? But we have two cases, before and then the after. Yun yung sitwasyon para gamitin ng paired sample t-test. Okay? So, this is the T statistic or T value naman. Magkaiba sila nung kanina, ha? N is the number of sample. D bar is sample mean of the differences. Mu sub D is the population mean of the differences. And then S sub D, sum of squares of sample difference. So just like what I've said, before and then use the intervention, and then after. Ito yung pre-test, ito yung post-test na tinatawag. Paki-screenshot po yung p-value, napaka-importante niyan. Consider the scores of the following students. Okay, so let's say we have pre-test, post-test, and these are the results of those two assessments. Simple yan lang natin. Scores nila yan. Let's say out of 10. Okay. Student 1, nakakuha siya ng 3/10. Pero nung after ng intervention, whatever the intervention is, nag-post-test siya, same questionnaire ha. Tandaan nyo, pag pre-test and post-test, same questionnaire po ito. Walang pinalitan. Okay. Kung dati 3 siya, ngayon 5 siya ngayon. Yung pangalawang estudyante, naka 7 siya nung una, naging 8 siya ngayon. Parang epektibo yung experiment ko Kasi umangat yung score nila eh. Ito 5 ulit siya. Okay. Then yung iba increasing naman. Sa lahat increasing, no? Pera lang dito. May isang naka 9 sa una, tapos ito naka 7. So, based sa informasyon na to, pwede ko bang masabi na effective yung experiment ko sa kanila? Kasi umangat yung scores nila eh. Hindi mo pwede sabihin agad. Ba kasi dito ka nag-rely sa ganito. Sa 8 students, umangat yung scores nila, minsan nag-tie naman. Hindi ka pwede mag-rely lang dyan. Baka kasi natsambahan lang to eh. Ang tanong, pwede ba yan or applicable ba yan sa pangkalahatan? Baka na tsumamba lang siya dito sa sample na to, nagkataon lang. Pero in general, applicable ba siya? So para malaman mo, makapag-decide ka na applicable siya in general, magpe-paired sample t-test ka. Okay. So una, construct the hypothesis. A sub 0, there is no significant difference between the pre-test and post-test. At yan ang kanyang notation. Mu sub B equals mu sub A. Okay? B stands for before, A represents after. Mean ng before, mean ng after. Ngayon, pag kinuha ko yung mu sub B minus mu sub A, ang resulta ay 0. Okay? Ngayon, wala naman tayong pinagbabangga na mean from the population, di ba? May naka-indicate ba na may mean dyan? Wala naman, di ba? From the population. Kumuha lang tayo ng sample eh. Ilan sila? Siyam. Walang population dyan, class. So, wala kang ibabangga. So, ang mean mo dito from population must be 0. Okay, unlike dun sa kanina, may given kasi which is 7. Okay. Doon mo siya i-compare. Dito naman, wala namang given, kaya gagawin lang natin siyang 0. Now, what's the equivalent H sub 1? There is a significant difference between the pre-test and post-test. Ito naman ang kanyang symbol. Mu sub B is not equal to mu sub A. Again, I will repeat. Pag wala ka pong gustong patunayan na mas mataas yung pre-test sa post-test or mas mataas ang pre-test sa, post-test sa pre-test, neutral ka lang. Two-sided lang ang ating i-apply. Pero kung gusto mo namang ipakita na yung isang side ay higher compared to another side, that's the time na magwa-one-tailed. Okay? Kaya lang kasi, you are proposing an intervention. So, dapat, epektibo. Teka lang matatapos na tayo. Let's go to another link muna before we proceed to next explanation. Thank you. Okay, going back. Pasensya na. Minom lang ako saglit. Saan tayo? Okay. Third sample t-test. Ano ba sinasabi ko kanina about hypothesis construction, no? Okay. H sub 0, there is no significant difference. Walang pagkakaiba. And then dito, usually, ang mu natin 0. Kasi wala ka namang binabangga sa population mean. Dahil wala namang population mean na given. Kaya 0 to, ha? Ngayon, yung other situation, pwedeng naka-greater than yung H sub 1 mo, pwedeng naka-less than. Katulad nito. Ngayon kasi, halimbawa, ikaw yung researcher, no? Nagbibigay ka ng intervention sa mga estudyante kung paano mas gumaling sa math, kung paano mas gumaling sa science, and so forth. Ngayon, kung pre-test, ito ang scores nila, ang goal mo, tumaas yung post-test. Diba? Kasi kung bababa yung post-test nila, meaning hindi epektibo yung ano mo, yung intervention mo. So dapat ang mindset mo, ang gusto mong patunayan, ito ba, ito or ito? Sige nga, pili kayo dyan. Labeled as 1, 2, 3. What type of alternative hypothesis ang dapat gamitin? Is it 1, 2, or 3? Paki-type po sa comment section. Tama. Number 2. Dapat yung mean ng after mas mataas sa mean ng before. Kasi nga gusto mo nga maging effective yung pinopropose mo eh. Dapat tataas yung score nila sa post-test. So, ang kukunin natin dito is number 2. Very good. Ang equivalent H sub 0 nito must be mu sub B greater than or equal to mu sub A. Mu yan, mu to ah. Okay? Yan ang hypothesis natin ha. Take note, ang mu dating dito, 0. Dahil nga wala tayong population mean. Next, get the total of pre-test. Verify na lang, that's 49. Then get the mean. Mean is, what's the mean? Paki-compute po ang mean. Ano ba t-value? Ang t-value ay d bar minus mu sub d over SSD. Ano mean neto, class? SSD over n times n minus 1. And ang t-value na yung ng dependent sample t-test. Uy, ano mean? May 6.1, may 5.4. Ano ba talaga? Ilan ba to? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 49 divided by 9 po tayo, ha? Teka lang, may papasok eh. 5.44. Yun, 5.44. Then the total of post-test is 61. 6.78 naman ang kanyang mean. X sub 1 is the sample mean from the pre-test. X sub 2, sample mean sa post-test. Okay. Pwedeng pwedeng gawin yung x sub a to. Sorry, x sub b o before. Kung gusto niyo naman, x sub a naman to kung after. Depende sa inyo ha, kung saan kayo komportable. Okay. Next po tayo. Pag nakuha mo na yan, mag-highlight ka ng letter D as a column. Ito yung difference. Subtract mo yung 5 sa 3. So, mangyayari, 3 minus 5, negative 2, 7 minus 8, negative 1, 5 minus 5 is 0, and so on and so forth. Then get the sum. The sum is negative 12. Paki-verify na lang po ha, pangabilis. Next po is D square. The D square is 4, 1, 0, and so on. I-square nyo lang to. Negative 2 raised to 2, negative 1 raised to 2, and so on. Then once you obtain all the D square, kindly get the sum. The sum is 40. Ba't ko kinukuha yan? Kasi sa t-value, meron tayong D. May D kasi doon. D bar to. No? Paano ko makukuha yung D bar? No? Ang D bar ay may formula na summation of D over N. Kinukuha mo yung mean ng difference. Kaya tawag doon ay mean difference. Kunin mo yung mean ng difference, kaya ang tawag sa kanya, mean difference. And that is negative 12 divided by N. Your N is 9. So, negative 12 over 9. Okay, negative 12. And then, ito po lahat ay 9. Kaya po nakuha ito. And then, the result is approximately negative 1.3 bar. Yung bar, ibig sabihin yan, 3 is repeating. Ang actual result niyan is negative 1.333333. Paulit-ulit yung 3, kaya nilagyan na lang ng bar. Next po is compute the standard, the sum of squares of the difference. And its formula is given, summation of D square minus summation of D square over N. Meron na ako nito. Siya to, si 40. Meron na rin akong summation of D. The summation of D was negative 12. Square ko siya divided by 9. Because we have 9 students. By substituting and simplifying, the answer is 24. Paki-check nyo na lang po. And then, this is the time to compute the t-value. Okay, we have a d-bar. The d-bar is negative 1.3 bar. The mu sub d is 0. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. 0 po yung value niyan, ha? Over SS sub d, which is 24, divided by 0. Bakit 0 to? Should be 9. Typo ako dyan, ha? 9 times quantity 9 minus 1. And that is approximately negative 2.31. That's the t-value. At dahil may t-value ka na, you can now compute the critical value. No? Compute the critical value. 9 participants, so minus 1, it should be 8.05. But we are dealing with one tail kasi nga, dapat mas mataas yung after sa before. So, ito yung 0.05 na tinutukoy. Dito tayo magbe-base sa column and dito tayo magbe-base as a row. So, the critical value is 1.860. Negative 1.860. Okay? Tandaan, the H sub 1 is mu B less than mu A. Yung inequality natin nakaturo sa kaliwa, kaya po ang critical value makikita sa left side ng normal curve. Okay? So this is negative 1.860 as per the T-table. This is the rejected region. Now, compare mo na yung T-value. The T-value is negative 2.31. So, it's somewhere located under the critical region. No? So, meaning, kung nandyan siya, let us reject the null hypothesis. And then, as interpretation, the pretest scores obtained. Kung i-reject ko to, ito yung paniniwalaan ko. So, as interpretation, the pretest scores obtained before the intervention is lower compared to the post-test after it. So, ang interpretation din, mabisa. May pagkakaiba yung iyong experiment. Pagkakaiba sa scores. Nabago yung score. Kung nabago yung score, nabago yung kanilang pananaw. Pwedeng, madali na lang pala sa akin itong math dahil sa intervention na to, mas naintindihan ko siya. Madali na lang sa akin ang science dahil sa binigay ni ma'am tsaka ni sir na proseso, mas na-absorb ko na ngayon yung lesson. So, ibig sabihin, may saysay yung pinapose mo. Okay. It's very essential kasi nga may difference. So, kung gagawin mo siya through Jamovi, okay, so this will be the data, pre-test and post-test. Okay? So, ito yung mga data natin, same lang yan. Okay. Go to t-test. So, kanina, we use one sample, but at this time, we have to utilize paired sample. Paired sample. Okay? So, sa paired sample, pag kinlik mo yan, lalabas to. Okay? Drag ko to dito. And then, highlight mo lang yung mga dapat makita. Look. By default, students t-test dapat naka-check. Mean difference, i-check mo. Normality, and then yung hypothesis should be measure 1 less than measure 2. Okay? Kasi nga yung alternative hypothesis natin, diba? Greater than yung after. So, pag yan na-check mo na, ito yung magiging result. Okay. Pares ba tayo ng, nakuha? Is it negative 2? Yun, negative 2.31. Now, doon sa Jamovi, it is also negative 2.31. We have 9 respondents, so 9 minus 1 is 8. And then, nasa loob tayo ng rejection region, so we have to reject the null, which is aligned to the interpretation of p-value less than 0.5, reject the null. What is the mean difference? The mean difference yung nakuha natin, si d-bar. No? Si d-bar is negative 1.3 bar, di ba? So, meaning negative 1.33333 yun. Paulit-ulit yung 3. So, match naman siya dito. Okay. And then, there is a 57.7% standard error. Meaning, yung data natin is somehow close dun sa actual population. I mean, pwede mo siyang i-generalize sa pangkalahatan since yung p-value naman is less than 0.05. Look at the normality test. The normality test, 0.790. This is greater than 0.05. So that means the data is normal. Tama lang na dapat gamitin ang paired sample t-test sa ganitong situation. Okay po. May tanong po kayo? Any question? Pag wala, lipat na tayo dun sa last topic, yung independent t-test. Okay, doon tayo sa independent t-test. Walang tanong Medyo madami lang dapat i-compute sa independent t-test. Kumpara doon sa first two. Okay. Ako na magbabasa. The independent sample t-test is used to compare two sample means from unrelated groups. May dalawang grupo, wala silang kinalaman sa isa't isa. Then gusto mong ibangga kung may pagkakaiba ba doon sa dalawang nabanggit. Take note, we have the keyword independent, meaning kayang mabuhay ng isang grupo kahit walang kinalaman itong grupo na to. Okay? And vice versa. They are disjoint, mutually exclusive. The t-value or the t-statistic under independent sample t-test is already shown. Kindly provide a screenshot. That is x sub 1 bar minus x sub 2 bar all over s times x sub 1 bar minus x sub 2 bar. The n is the number of sample, which is later makikita nyo kung saan yung n. D bar is the sample mean, just like from the previous t-test, which is independent. Mu sub d is the population mean. This is 0. Tinetest natin to as 0. And then SSD, yung kanina. Okay. Consider the scores of the following students in counseling as intervention. So, meron dalawang grupo, class. May lalaki, may babae. Yung sagot ng boys, hindi naman nakakaapekto sa sagot ng girls. And vice versa. So, meron tayong two homogeneous group. Okay? Kinlassify natin sila as female and then male. Ngayon, titignan natin kung may pagkakaiba ba between these two groups based on their results. Counseling as intervention. So, halimbawa, yung mga taong to, kailangan ng gabay, guidance, no? Payo, advice, on how to do something, on how to success, on how to accomplish a certain task, kina-counseling mo sila. So let us check. Ito yung mga hypothesis natin. Halos parehas pa rin, no? Naiba lang yung notation. Kanina kasi B tsaka A, mu sub B, mu sub A. Ito naman, we use mu sub 1, mu sub 2. So, mu sub 1, mean ng group 1, mu sub 2, mean ng group number 2. Wala ditong before and after, ha? Kasi magkaibang grupo yan, eh. Okay. H sub 1, mu sub 1 is not equal to mu sub 2. H sub 1, another alternative, the CI or the counseling intervention of male group is lower compared to the counseling intervention of female group. Ito naman, the CI of male group is higher compared to the CI of female group. Ngayon, ikaw as a researcher, ano ba ang magiging mindset mo? Gusto mo ba na mas mataas ang counseling intervention ng mga babae kaysa sa lalaki? Kung ganun man ang case mo, ito ang kunin mo. Kung gusto mo naman patunayan sa mundo na mas mataas ang counseling intervention ng boys compared to girls, ito gagamitin mo. Pero, kung wala ka namang gustong bigyan ng emphasis kung babae man o lalaki, neutral ka lang. Si H sub 1 na mu sub 1 not equal to mu sub 2 ang gagamitin natin. Depende po yun sa'yo ha, as a researcher. So halimbawa lang, no? Halimbawa lang. Ito kinuha natin. Kasi wala naman tayong pakialam kung sino mas mataas, kung lalaki o babae. Kung lalaki man ang matagpuan nating mas mataas, then that's our result. Kung babae man, edi yun yung mangyayari. Go with the flow. That's the result. Okay. So ngayon, to apply the dapat independent na to. So, to apply the independent sample t-test, let us total the column for boys and then the column for girls. Yan po ang kanyang resulta ay 2, 8, and then 8, 4, 6. Then, 8, 2, 8 divided by 9. 8, 4, 6 divided by 9. The results are 92 and 94 respectively. Now, compute the x sub 1 square as a column. So, meaning, square ko to. 95 raised to 2. 95 raised to 2. 94 raised to 2. And so on and so forth until we reach 90 raised to 2. The results are this. And then get the sum. 76,220. On the other hand, let's have the column for x sub 2 square. Square ko to. 88 square, 99 square, blah, 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 hanggang marating yung 96 square. Get the sum, 79,632. Okay. Kung makikita nyo sa t-statistic or t-value ng independent sample t-test, that is t equal x sub 1 bar minus x sub 2 bar divided by Sx sub 1 bar minus x sub 2 bar. Ito pong denominator natin, may sariling formula to. And the formula is later. Later pala. Okay. Now, to get the S sub 1, no? To get the S sub 1 square, kasi later, ito yung papakita ko sa inyo. Ito yung formula yun. So, masyado siyang malaki. I mean, complicated, ang daming terms. So, saan ko makukuha yung mga terms na to? Yung n sub 1. What's the n sub 1? What's the s sub 1 square? Si n sub 1 is yung number of respondents ng boys. N sub 2 is the number of respondents for girls. Ito siya. So, tig-9 lang naman sila. So, yung N1 and N2, they are both 9, no? 9 students. Tapos yung S sub 1, ito yung formula. S sub 2 square, this is the formula. Okay, bukayin ko to ha. Yan. So, paano ko nakuha yung S sub 1 square? So, this is the formula, x sub 1 square, yung summation niya, which is meron na tayo, 76,220. N sub 1. N sub 1 is 9. And then, ito yung mean nung boys, which is 92. Substitute 4.8 bar or 4.88888. Paki-check nyo. And then S sub 2 square, 79,632. N sub 2, 9 female students. And then X sub 2 bar is the 94 na nakuha earlier. Simplify, you will obtain 12. Yun na. So, pwede mo na ngayon i-compute yung denominator ng t-value, which is ito. N1 is 9. S sub 1 square is 4.8 bar. N2 is also 9. S sub 2 square is 12. Substitute mo lang. Ayun na. Substitute natin. Using Excel or calculator, 1.45 is the result. Now, using the t-value formula, substitute na natin. 92, 94, and then this entire guy has a value of 1.45. Negative 1.38 is the t-value. Okay, may t-value ka na. This is our time to use the t-table to recognize the critical value. Meron kang 9 students, minus 1 mo, so it should be 8. And then we are dealing with two-tailed test with a margin of error na 0.05. So ito yung ating column. Babagsak tayo sa 2.306. Yeah, that's the critical value. Two-tailed tayo, so it should be positive and negative. 2.306. And then the t-value is negative 1.38. Nandito yan. Labas po siya ng region natin. Okay? Kung nasa labas siya, decision, failed to reject. Wala tayong magagawa kundi i-accept yung null hypothesis. As interpretation, there is no significant difference between the male and female group in terms of their counseling intervention. So meaning, your proposal is not effective. Okay? Wala namang pagkakaiba eh. Tignan mo to. 88 is the lowest. Dito, 88 din. Pero, masasabi mo bang mas mahina ang girls dahil may dalawang 88? Dalawang 88 nila eh, compared sa boys eh. Hindi mo pwede sabihin agad yun kasi kung check mo, meron nga ditong 99. Dito wala namang 99 sa boys. So, nagkakahatakan lang. No? Pantay-pantay lang sila ng resulta. So, as a result din, dun sa counseling intervention, walang napag-iiwanan, walang lumalamang. Ngayon, kung i-compare natin siya sa Jamobi, punta tayo ng Jamobi na ngayon para mas mabilis ang buhay. Tandaan nyo to ha, negative 1.38. Dapat match yan sa mga resulta natin. Tapos failed to reject. Last na to, ipakita ko lang yung Jamobi. Yung independent sample t-test, ito naman yung kanina example ko about voodoo dolls. Yung mga bata, ilalagay mo siya doon sa mga lugar na may laruan. Tapos yung ibang bata, ilalagay mo sa may kwarto ng voodoo doll. Tetest mo kung may pagkakaiba sa kanilang dalawa in terms of their behavior. Diba? May dalawang grupo. Yung isang grupo na nasa laruan, sila yung nasa traditional way. Yung tinatawag. Tapos yung nandun sa may voodoo doll experiment, sila yung nasa experimental group. Tinetest mo yung dalawang magkaibang tao, dalawang magkaibang individual. Yun yung sample ng independent t-test. Ngayon, kung babalik tayo sa boys and girls, through Jamobi, lagay lang ako ng new. Nakikita yung new tab. Tapos, paki-heart react po kung nakikita yung new tab ko sa Jamobi. Wait lang, baka mali yung nakikita nyo. Kasi yung nagre-reflect ano eh. Yung kanina eh. Ito.
One sample data, sir, yung nakikita.
Ito. Yan, bago na to. Okay na to ah. Sige.
Yan, sir, okay na po.
Ito, medyo may pagkakaiba lang pag independent. Una, sa first column, ilalagay mo dito yung category. This is the gender. Then, gender is nominal. Di ba? Nominal yan. Then, okay. Then, yung second po is yung scores nila. And scores are continuous. Yun. So, itong C, wala tayo pakialam dyan. Huwag nyo napansinin yan. Dito tayo sa gender. May tig-siyam. 9 boys, 9 girls. Or, para mas formal, siyam na male. Ilalagay natin dito. Kaya lang, ang tagal yun. Ang gawin mo na lang, mag-copy-paste ka na lang. Yun. Tapos, yung isa, female, copy-paste lang tayo. Yun. Okay. Tapos, ilalagay natin dito yung mga results kanina. Ano ba yung scores ng boys? Scores ng boys, dito tayo sa second column. They are 95, 94, 91, 88, 92, 91, 92, 90. Isa naman. Yun, kaya ito na. Okay. Go to analysis. T-test. Independent sample t-test. Gender, nominal to class, lalagay nyo dito. Grouping variable. Scores, continuous, dito yan sa dependent variable. Tapos, ano naman? Ayun na. Look at the hypothesis. Ito yung alternative natin, no? It should be not equal to. Okay? Kasi kung babaguhin ko to as greater than, pansinin nyo yung resulta sa kanina, nababago siya. Look at the p-value. Nababago siya, di ba? Kasi nga, magkaiba yung critical value niyan. Iba ang critical value para sa one tail, iba ang critical value para sa two tail. Kaya mababago yung p-value. Papansin niyo. Okay? So dito tayo sa not equal to. Look, the t-statistic is negative 1.38. No, di ba pinarehistro ko sa mga utak niyo? Sabi, tandaan nyo yung t-value. Ang t-value ay negative 1.38. Match naman. Look at the degrees of freedom. Okay, dalawang grupo kasi ito, class. Diba? Tig 9 sila. 9 boys, 9 females. Total of 18. Now with that, you have to subtract 2 from 18. So you've got 16 because 18 minus 2. Now, look at the p-value, 0.188. 0.188 is obviously greater than 2.05, meaning we have to fail to reject the null. Fail to reject the null, which is also aligned to what we had from the PowerPoint. We failed to reject the h sub 0 from the PowerPoint. Ganun kabilis, ganun ka-powerful si Jamovi class. Or kung gusto nyo mag-SPSS kayo, baka mas familiar kayo doon. Pwede naman. Kaya ako lang ini-introduce si Jamovi kasi libre siya, wala siyang binabayaran. Hindi yung subscription. Ngayon naman, kung gusto nyo magkumpara ng tatlong grupo, hindi na t-test ang gagamitin nyo ha. So magkumpara ng 3, 4, 5,
i- iba na yon. ANOVA naman siya. No? Pero hindi na natin siya maaabutan, unfortunately. Okay, do you have any questions? None? Ganun lang kadali class medyo natatagalan lang tayo kasi may mga manual computation tayo. Diba? Pero pag in-insert mo na siya through an application, ang bilis lang ng buhay. Diba? Nakita nyo naman kung anong pagkakaiba ng manual sa applications. Kuha mo agad. Basta marunong ka lang mag-interpret, alam mo kung anong uri ng data meron ka, alam mo kung nominal, interval, ratio, alam mo kung normal ba or not normal, malalaman mo na kung anong statistic ka gamitin mo. Kung nagkukumpara ka, magtitites ka. Kung kuha ka ng relasyon, Pearson naman. No? Ganun na kadali mag-conduct ng statistical treatment. Sa totoo lang. I hope itong mga di-discuss natin, no, hindi man araw-araw natin siya nagagamit. For sure, hindi ko alam kung kailan yung eksaktong date, pero for sure, magagamit nyo to na mga susunod na year level ninyo. Okay? I think that's it for today. Kung wala nang question, ay iwan ko na kayo dito, ha? May tanong pa, Diamante. Yes, tanong.
Yung paano po yung portfolio po, sir? Paano po ba ipapasa?
Portfolio natin, ganito. Lahat ng LAS na available, simula kasi ako din ako nag-LAS ngayon dahil naka-PowerPoint na tayo online. Nagamit ko lang siya pagka face-to-face. Yung lahat ng mga naging LAS natin, gagawin nyo, scan nyo siya, picture nyo, scan nyo, tapos i-upload nyo sa Google Drive na ipapasa ko sa GC. LAS, quizzes, yung isang problem set. Anyway, ilalagay ko lahat ng mga dapat nyo ipasa doon sa Google Drive. Ganun na lang. Yung midterm ninyo, huwag nyo iwawala yung mga yun, kasi gigrade ko yung kabuuan kung malinis ba kayo, organized kayo magtago ng mga gamit din. Nasagot ko ba, Diamante?
Opo po, sir. Thank you po.
Hintayin nyo na lang yung Google Drive. Sa ngayon, i-prepare nyo na lang lahat ng mga yun. Yung mga walang pirma, may mga walang pirma dyan. Lalo na yung LAS. Meron bang walang pirma? At may pirma yan, ha? Di counted yan. Ibig sabihin yan, kaka-print mo lang. Yun ang Yun ang aking interpretasyon, ha? Pag walang pirma yan, kaka-print mo lang. Kung may pirma yan, ibig sabihin, naitago mo yung unang-una pa lang nating meeting. Di ba grade nun? Kasi ako yung tao na na importante sa akin yung maayos yung mga gamit natin. Kaya nagpapa-portfolio ako para nababalik tanaw nyo rin kung ano yung mga napag-aralan natin pag ginamit natin yun sa susunod. Meron kayong pupulutin. Diba? Ala-ala rin yan. Pag graduate, ito pala yung pinag-gagawa ako ng first year college ako. Ganoon. Kaya tayo nagpapa-portfolio. No? Sige. Pwede bang open ka muna? Picture muna tayo last. Kasi this is our last meeting. Sa bahay naman na din ako. Kaya na, para naman meron tayong class picture. Parang ito lang yung class picture na binibigay sa inyo nung high school kayo . Ganito lang, nakaano lang tayo online. Yan, sige. Huwag na kayo magpabango. Hindi ko naman kayo maaamoy. Sige, in the count of 3. Hindi mo ma-open, sayang. Okay lang yan, basta nandiyan ka. Makita yung name mo, ha? Okay, count of... Ay, wait. Adjust ko lang yung participants kasi unti lang yung nasasakupan eh. Yun, dami na ngayon. Okay. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Isa pa. Waki tayo. 1, 2, 3. Okay, smile. Okay, that's all for today under this semester. Thank you so much. Next week is our final exam, ha? Coverage from hypothesis testing hanggang t-test. Okay. Thank you and bye-bye.
Bye,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Po, sir.
po.
Thank you po.